is literally fighting for their lives. The Graviton comes out, but the bomb from Soon! That's a triple kill for Misfits. 98% right now, X. If the Tracer is knocked off, Misfits will take it. They're almost there. They have done it. Misfits has won it all.
Hello guys, welcome to the dojo. There were some really important changes in the meta recently after Misfits won the Overwatch Open Tournament. Their lineup can now be called the new standard composition, as it is used as frequently in competitive play as the Season 1 standard. So in this episode we will talk about the changes in the meta, gameplay analysis of the new lineup to see what makes it tick, and how you as a solo player can use this in your game. Okay, first of all, we all have heard the word meta. A lot. But what does it mean?
By definition, the meta is the current flow of the game widely accepted by its community. These are team compositions and map tactics mimicking the professional players.
Thank you, Master, that's right. Now before we start to compare the Season 1 and Season 2 standard compositions, we have to talk about one thing. These are basic compositions. Of course, they aren't the most effective ones in some situations, as you may have to change one or two characters on a specific map or to counterpick the enemy team. But in general, in most of the cases, they work really well, and that's what they are made for, to serve as a solid base. That's how you should think about them. Okay, let's see the changes. Zenyatta was dropped in favor of Ana. That's quite an obvious move because Zenyatta was nerfed while Ana got a lot stronger, so no one was surprised. What's much more interesting is that Misfits swapped one of the DPS heroes for Mei, which is a more utility for less damage trade. So on the graphs you can see the changes in crowd control and sustain damage. The overall damage potential dropped, as the new lineup should now have a harder time breaking shields and initiating fights. But Mei's walls and freeze compensate for this, as the team can still focus down a few separated characters easily, if the wall placement is good. Besides, the walls can be used in defensive and offensive situations too. Ultimate-wise, the lineup has some very dangerous combos. Zarya, Mei and Reinhardt can lock down the whole team, while an unboosted Reaper can easily wipe them all. You can also use the Ana ultimate on Reinhardt to hammer down the opponents. Lucio helps a lot in terms of overall team mobility. You can engage or disengage with a good speed boost, potentially getting away from harm's way.
Okay, I know everything now. Let's play!
No, you don't. Sit down and listen.
Okay guys, easy. Let's have a closer look on some pro gameplays. First of all, let's speak about the lack of sustain damage and how good team can compensate for this. You can see the two teams confronting each other in King's Row in a mirror matchup. Ultimates are not yet available, so the goal is to use crowd control to disable as many characters from the enemy team as possible and concentrate all the damage, which isn't too much, on the separated ones. And yeah, Macri stun, Reinhardt charge and Ana sleeps are nice, but Mei's wall is just super effective for this. It is also really scary if you are facing an enemy Mei, so that's the reason why the attacking team is using the safe path and they are dropping down from the ledge, as they do not want to be cut in half in the main gate. Now, as they are pushing to the point, you can see that the whole team is sticking together, still because of the defending Mei. That's something that requires a lot of team practice. The following seconds are really important. The attacking Reinhardt is moving forward from his team by just a bit, and could be easily separated from his team by a defensive Mei wall in this position. The attacker's main tank would die horribly in seconds, and they would be in a disadvantage. However, the defending Mei was not quick enough and they missed this opportunity. The attacking team is closing on the Reinhardt and the attacker Mei wall is coming into play. The whole team can focus on the separated Reinhardt and kill him quickly, also finishing the enemy Reaper. Meanwhile, the defensive Mei wall comes out, but it is misplaced by just a bit, and the defending team cannot use it for their advantage. From this moment, the attackers have the upper hand and take the point easily.
Easy! Noobs!
That's not nice, kid, they are professional players. And as this video shows, good team positioning and excellent communication is needed for this lineup. And even the smallest mistake can be fatal. Using the map and Mei's abilities help the team balancing out the damage. And don't forget that this lineup has the 3 most powerful CC ultimates in the game, so with the help of these it is much easier to win any fight. Okay, let's see how you can play Mei defensively against burst damage. The following footages show some tricky Mei walls. The first is blocking a McCree ultimate, and the second prevents the enemy Roadhog from hooking an ally. Of course, the support characters help mitigating the burst damage too. Lucio can heal or boost the team away, and Ana can react to the incoming damage really quickly. But Ana is not for defense only. The composition's impressive burst potential, when ultimates are available, are dependent on well-executed Ana combos. An Ana-boosted Reaper is really hard to deal with, and the Ana Reinhardt is devastating too. The team reacting to these threats need to focus down or disable the boosted targets to have a chance. It is really hard, as there is usually a Zarya shield on the nano-boosted character to prevent any disables. Let's see how a boosted Reaper can wipe the enemy team with his eyes closed. He is usually hiding and waiting for the best chance to drop on the enemy team from an unexpected angle, and then just suddenly kills them. Scary stuff, right? Now you may ask, how can I benefit from this as a player? Well, as we have told you earlier, this composition is slowly leaking into competitive play. You will see more and more players taking or demanding Mei in the team. It is important to note that this lineup is hard to play without proper communication and game knowledge, so don't force the teammates to use it. It is always better to stay in your comfort zone than try to copy something that you don't have experience in. So, are you thinking about playing Ana or Mei? Both heroes can be played as a solo player because they have self-sustain abilities and are useful in virtually every situation. It is always important to have good positioning, watch out for your priorities, and communicate well with your team. Ana can be combined well with multiple hero ultimates like Soldier for imbalanced auto-aim, Reinhardt for some hardcore hammering, Pharah for tons of damage, or Genji for some hack-and-slash fun. You can also boost Mei for the lols as she's freezing the enemy team in seconds.
Wow, so deep! Can I finally play?
Yes, you can. Today's lesson is over. Thank you everyone for watching this video. If you have any thoughts or questions, just write a comment below. And if you enjoyed our content, please give a thumbs up or subscribe. See you guys next time.
This time we'll have to join forces.